Yes, we're back with another episode, another rider. Today we have Joe. So I'm a bit more prepared than this normally.
Don't worry.
I was uploading a documentary, another interview I did about a woman who's an international storyteller.
Okay.
Yeah, she goes to all different cultures and tells their stories from around the world.
Very cool.
But yes, Joe, so you're a filmmaker, a documentary. Is it documentary filmmaker?
Yeah, I'm a documentary director.
Director.
Yeah.
And how did you get into that?
How did I get into it? Well, I kind of grew up in a house that was like full of films, so I was always watching films and kind of obsessed with them. So my first opportunity I could possibly get to kind of make films and get into film school, I did. I did film school for a couple of years and then kind of snowballed from there and had some successes and some awards and stuff, and it's gone well.
Okay, so
well.
what award and what successes?
I've won a BAFTA for a documentary I made about a band called Bros.
I know. When will I be
Exactly,
back?
those guys. And then...
And he's a good. The main guy is a ninja now, isn't he? He's all into this chop suey
You
stuff.
mean Luke?
Yeah.
Luke
He's done some good films.
He did some very good films.
And when he came back, I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Is that really him? And he's doing all that?
Yeah, he's doing all right now. I think he's just making music now. Not so many films, but yeah, he's doing well.
Oh, he should have stuck with the films. He's good with the films.
Yeah, I agree.
I
I made a film about Lewis Capaldi for Netflix, which was Grammy nominated, which was very exciting.
What is he known for?
He's a singer.
Okay.
You might know, you probably heard some of his songs. But yeah, he's a big British singer from Scotland, and he suffers with Tourette syndrome.
Oh, is it?
And a lot of his performances are affected by that, and he had like quite a big mental health issues around his music and success, and it's a good film. It's a good film. It's on Netflix.
Okay. Is this guy serious? He just blocked the road, and he's offloading. These are the dramas. These are the dramas that do you nothing. But oh, he's moving now. Yeah, you've got to move. You can't stop there like that. Oh, sorry. Anyway, back to the story. So, what have you learned about directing and making documentary films that you wish you knew when you started?
That's interesting. Probably patience and trust the process. I think that's a big one. These things take a lot of time, and I think you've got to give them time. And I think you've not get frustrated when things aren't delivering, and know that ultimately you'll make the best possible thing if you just have enough time.
So when you say patience, you're having patience for yourself or with the staff, the people you've employed? Or?
No, it's more because a lot of my work is with celebrity and movie stars and sports stars and that kind of thing, that you have to be very patient with them because they have an agenda always, and you have an agenda, so you have to sort of let them get their side of things across, and then over time you get to kind of dig a bit deeper and find out more who they really are.
I can only think of two agendas they will have, and I'm interested for you to tell me how I'm wrong.
Sure.
One, they want to get paid, and two, they want to enhance their image.
Yes. So the paid one matters less, I think, with the people I'm working with.
Yeah.
So I think the amount of money doesn't make as big a difference to them as it would with maybe someone who's slightly less famous. Yes, about their story and getting their story and their kind of side of the story out, but inevitably when you spend enough time with people and you get to know them, you see the inconsistencies in their stories, and you see the mask slip. And that's kind of part of the process of making documentaries. You just got to give it time, and after a while you'll get to meet the real person.
So how do you go about that? Because I always say to the missus, people, you know the masquerade ball?
Yes.
With the mask,
Yeah.
you can only hold it up for so long.
Yes. I
And
think
it's-
that's the answer. You can only hold it up for so long.
So once they expose themselves by accident for who they are, and you can see actually this guy's not like the Liver King. He's been taking steroids right the back all the time. What happens? Do you just say, well, I'm just filming for what I see, or are you signed to something where you have to give him a certain image.
No, so it's never controlled by the person who you're making it about. You work with them to make the best possible thing, but ultimately it's mine or the kind of commissioner or the channel's decision what goes on TV. So these people have, you know, it's what's called a factual approval. So if anything's not true, they can complain and say that's not true, you have to take that out. But anything beyond that, they have no say. So
they have to prove that, though, don't they?
Yeah, they would have to prove that something wasn't true.
Does it get to a point where they have to prove it in court, or they just have to prove it?
It can do. It probably wouldn't go on TV before that would happen.
Okay.
But that's the kind of thing that can happen.
And I suppose you, as the main guy, would have to think, is it worth going to court over this?
Yes.
Or is it, because it could be tied up for years, and then by the time this comes out, no one's really interested?
Right. It would have to be of enough public interest that it would matter. You know, Liver King was an interesting one because there were a lot of things we couldn't talk about because of legal reasons, which have later been put out into the world. So
can you give us an example? What was that? Because I know what Joe Rogan, I'm a Joe Rogan guy, yes. as you're in a taxi all day. Yeah. And Joe Rogan slandered him.
Yes.
And said, he does that. And I thought, and then he's like confessing and all of that. So what was the case what they couldn't talk about, which they could talk about now?
Well, the other YouTube commentators have talked about it. It's not necessarily something I can go into.
Oh, okay.
But there are things that I think people questioned, and things that we questioned during the making of the film that we weren't able to deliver on, sadly, but other people have brought to light.
Were you happy with the overall outcome?
Yeah, very. I think it's a really good film, and it shows him for exactly who he is. And I think that was the most important thing.
Do you think the artist changes or has an epiphany because obviously you're making something, it's like I think the word biography. It's like you're reflecting you're showing someone this is who you really are.
Yes.
Regardless how you try to portray yourself.
Yes.
We've seen you.
Yes.
So you show that to them, and do some of them just go like, yeah, I think I'm gonna be me now more than trying to be
no. So inevitably there is always that moment, and it's really interesting, and when they watch it back you always have a conversation with the people around. Wow, I didn't see this before, and now I've seen it, and it's really important to me, and it's going to change the way I go forwards. But inevitably human nature is to not change and to slip into old habits. So I think no, I don't necessarily think people change as a result, but certainly able to show them a version of themselves that they didn't think they had seen before.
How does that conversation go when they see themselves? Is it like, is there a lot of tears and ranting and raving?
It could be a mix of tears and also just like an acknowledgement of a process that they've been through. You know, it's normally the films take about 6 months to a year.
Really?
Yeah, and I'd spend a lot of time with them and living with whoever the protagonist is. So we get to know each other really well, and you basically do therapy with me for about 6 months.
Are you a qualified therapist
Certainly
or something?
Not.
You're not like was it Mike Tyson's trainer who was a psychiatrist?
Yes, no, I'm not. Certainly not. My wife is. So that helps a lot.
My partner's psychotherapist as well.
There you go.
Do you get? Does she do a therapy session on you every day?
Not every day, but I notice it sometimes.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. She goes, "I'm not." Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I'm not your patient. I don't need therapy. Everybody needs therapy. Not this cool side, that's for sure. Yeah. So, what skills have you learnt dealing with celebrities and people that you can share? You don't have to obviously name celebrities, but how have you changed yourself from when you started off in this business to where you are now, and how you navigate these?
I think I'm much better at listening. I think that's incredibly important. I think I think probably early in my career I formed an opinion very quickly and went in with an opinion and went in with an agenda. And I've probably learned that actually the more open you are, the better ultimately the show or whatever will be. That feels very important. don't know what else. Not that I don't want to be a celebrity. That's definitely one. Because it's a life of torment and hell, clearly.
You take the money, then leaves the fame.
Yeah, exactly.
I think a lot of wise people would do that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I'd rather be the T boy in Microsoft at the start than Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Because I'm still going to be probably a billionaire if I make the right decisions.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, and a lot of these people don't seem very happy, and they go through a lot of issues, and I think it's probably avoidable. But yeah, this is the nature of celebrity.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying there. If you could do it all again, would you still be who you are as you are?
Yes, 100%. I would. I feel lucky. I've got a smile on my face saying that. But yes, I would. I'm very happy. I feel like I'm exactly where I need to be right now, and things are going well. I can't complain.
Do you see yourself doing this to the end of your days?
I think so. Okay. Bigger and better, hopefully, but yes, very, very much so.
But if you're doing stuff like The Liver King on Netflix, I won't lie, I haven't watched it. I saw it and thought, but then I looked at it and I thought, that's the cheat. Cheat. Don't worry. So as we know, we don't know where it left off. We can't stop. We got to keep on rolling. I did ask you a question about, just in case we didn't cover this question, you said you would do it all again.
Yes.
Has it occurred to you that you are going to become famous, if not already? Maybe not in the big time.
It's not the same. No one's ever going to be running around trying to get my signature or any of that nonsense. To be known for doing what you do, that's fine. That feels like a privilege, but anything beyond that is too much, I would say.
Okay. Now, I asked you if you'd do it all again.
Yes.
You said you would.
Yes.
Is there anything you would do different in getting to where you are? And if so, why?
Honestly, probably not. That's probably quite a rare answer. Probably not, if I'm honest. I feel like, as I said before, I'm kind of where I feel like I need to be right now.
So there's not one mistake where you've looked at and thought, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. I should have. Well, yeah, it could be in life in general.
No, I don't think so. I'm not a big regrets person. I feel like we do and move on. Luckily, I don't upset too many people, but I think you just kind of have to move on.
You've done quite a few films, using the term documentary films.
Yes.
If you could do a documentary film on anybody, who would that be and why?
Good question. I mean, there's a few like music people. I'd love to do Bob Dylan. I'd love to do Neil Young. That would be amazing.
Is Bob Dylan still alive?
He is.
Wait, Bob Dylan. Is he a guy with a ukulele? Or am I getting mistaken?
I mean, there's occasional ukuleles. He's the guy. He was in it. The Timothy Chalamet played him recently in a film.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a film I wanted to see. It's like the Elvis film.
Yeah.
That Elvis one was good.
I think the Dylan one is better.
Okay.
But yeah, they would be good. I don't know, man. There's a whole list. I feel like there's a lot of people who I'm kind of thinking about who are going to be doable in the near future. So there's a few who hopefully will be coming up very soon that have been a dream for a long time.
How did you feel when you first kind of got your first official, I suppose, Netflix? Would you say the Netflix is the most official thing you've had, or is there other ones?
No, I think the Bros film would be the first kind of big hit.
How did that feel? What was going on in your mind then?
It was hard to understand what was going on. It became like the show became like a bit of a cultural moment in the UK. It was out around Christmas. It was on the BBC. It did incredibly well. Everyone was talking about it, and they were clipping it up and quoting it and that kind of thing. So it felt like it was a wild ride, but it was exciting. I was sort of hoping that this wasn't the end of it, because not many people get too many opportunities to make hits, and I was worried that so early in my career making a hit might be I might crave that feeling forever. But thankfully I've had other shows that have not quite equaled, but we're getting there.
Talking about craving hits, how have you dealt with your mental health?
It's a very good question. I'm pretty secure. I'm like what's the best way to describe it? I lost my mum when I was 26, and I went into therapy probably around then, and I think that helped an enormous amount with understanding like who I am and my life and ambitions and what I can achieve and what I can't achieve and what it meant losing my mum at such a young age, and what that means for my future as well. So I think that I'm doing a lot better now than I probably was previously, but you know, life's good, thankfully. Work's good, life's good.
That's not how you met your wife, is it?
Through work, yeah. It was on the first.
You met your wife as the therapist?
No.
I was going to say, that's a bit. We're going to report that.
She wouldn't be working anymore. No. She was actually producing that first film.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you said she's a therapist?
She is now. She quit the industry.
Oh.
Yeah, she quit the industry.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, we've only got 2 minutes left. It's been great. If people want to watch your stuff or follow you on social media, where can they find you?
So my films are mostly on Netflix. If you just search my name, Joe Pearlman, they'll come up. And I'm on Twitter and on Instagram, Joe Pearlman. Check me out.
Do you want to spell your surname?
Pearlman. Pearlman.
Thanks a lot for that, and we wish you well.